Welcome, friends. This lecture covers convection heat transfer coefficient and the convection heat transfer related to flows, which are laminar and turbulent flows. Okay, and turbulent boundary layer, significance of velocity boundary layer and thermal boundary layer, and then next laminar boundary layer and turbulent boundary layer. Those things are covered. Those things are planned to cover this lecture. Okay. First, we discuss about the convection heat transfer coefficient. Convection transfer heat transfer coefficient. Already you know the Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling, which is the heat flux or heat transfer Q convection directly proportional to temperature difference Ts minus T alpha. Is Newton's law of cooling. Instead of proportionality constant, I can substitute one constant Q convection, which is equal to H, which is small q, not as capital Q. Small q means heat transfer per area, so per unit area. Okay, then only I can cancel the A term in that equation. Okay, then Q equal to HTS minus T alpha. Here Ts which is surface temperature of the plate, and T alpha is ambient temperature, which is environmental temperature. H is proportionality constant, which is named as convective heat transfer coefficient. Okay, then the from that equation, the convective heat transfer coefficient H equal to Q convection divided by Ts minus T alpha, which is the convection heat transfer coefficient, which is defined as the rate of convection heat transfer per unit surface area per unit temperature. Then the unit is in numerator, the small q means the unit is watt per meter square. In denominator, the unit is Kelvin. Then the final unit is watt per meter square Kelvin. Is the unit for heat transfer coefficient. Okay. Then we have discussed about the convection boundary layers. Very important topic. Not our examination. It is our mechanical concept knowledge. Convection boundary layer. Okay, convection boundary layer. What is convection boundary layer means? Consider a flat plate on that flat plate. Certain air is moved, which is the leading edge of the flat plate. This is the leading edge of the flat plate. I consider this y-axis, and the length of the plate I consider x-axis. Okay, then the entrance of the plate, the velocity u alpha. Plate having, consider the flow of fluid over a flat plate. The fluid approaches the plate in x direction with a uniform velocity u alpha. Then the fluid particles in the fluid layer adjacent to the surface get zero velocity due to shear stress. Once again I tell, consider a flat plate having certain length and certain thickness, and above the flat plates a fluid stream is passing. At the entrance, the air velocity at all air velocity with respect to y-axis is same, which is at u alpha. Once it approaches the plate surface, at the adjacent layer, already I said in previous lecture, the adjacent layer nearer to the plate, the velocity gets 0. Therefore, the profile like this. Once it reaches the plate, then the profile, velocity profile like this because of shear force. Okay, this is U alpha, which is 0. Due to the viscosity of the fluid and the connection between the layer nearer to the surface, the velocity becomes 0, and gradually the height increases, the shear force effect is reduces, then the velocity get raised up to the fluid stream velocity. Okay, this is the concept. The total height is called delta is boundary layer thickness. Okay, and the from leading edge to trailing edge, the velocity triangle or the velocity effect is continuously increasing. Which means the fluid layer then act to retard to motion particles of next fluid layer and so on. Then the region of the flow over the surface bounded in by delta, in which the effect of viscous shearing forces caused by fluid viscosity are observed is called the velocity boundary layer or hydrodynamic boundary layer. Okay, that layer from leading edge to trailing edge, the height of the profile nearest to the plate, the height of the profile is like this. Once distance increases, the flow is converted from laminar to turbulent, and the profile like this. Continuously, the profile height or boundary layer thickness is continuously increases, and first is certain extent the flow is like a laminar, and certain extent the flow is a transition phase, and certain extent the flow is a turbulent. Okay, difference is that boundary layer thickness is varying from increases from uh, uh, leading edge to trailing edge because of the speed of the fluid stream and surface roughness of the plate. Okay, at the inlet, the velocity effect is very higher when compared to surface effect because of fluid stream is contact with the surface at initial stage, and particular time the continuous shear effect, the velocity profile is the height of the velocity profile is raised due to the cumulative shear effect. Okay, therefore it reaches the fluid stream velocity at a particular certain height. Therefore, I connect these edges, it created one profile. This is the boundary layer. Okay, once again I draw the diagram. Consider a flat plate. Consider a flat plate. The fluid stream velocity. Fluid stream velocity is like this. Before entering the plate, at the entrance, the profile like this. Continuously, the length increases, the profile height or boundary layer thickness is continuously increases. And connect this. This is laminar. Then for particular distance, the is transition, and the particular time flow is turbulent. At the turbulent phase, the velocity profile like this. Okay, at the turbulent phase, the fluid reaches its maximum velocity at a higher boundary layer thickness. At the initial stages, the fluid stream velocity reaches its maximum at the lower boundary layer thickness means this height. This height is defined as the maximum height which reaches the fluid velocity from the plate. It's called boundary layer thickness. From leading edge to trailing edge, the boundary layer thickness is continuously increases because of cumulative shear effect. Okay, then the air passes through the plate. If distance increases, it's not possible to get it with the original velocity at a shorter boundary layer thickness. Okay, particular distance, it is a laminar flow. At the laminar region alone, the boundary thickness is very short. Okay, and the profile is very linear. And once it reaches the transition phase or turbulent phase, the boundary thickness is irregular or very large, which means during the turbulence phase, it's not possible to reach the fluid stream velocity at a shorter boundary layer thickness, okay, which affect the flow and heat transfer effect. Okay, therefore, it's possible in laminar flow condition, the fluid stream have a better heat transfer effect and better heat transfer coefficient. But in turbulence case, the mixing of fluid stream is very the mixing property of fluid stream is improved. Okay, therefore through the mixing, the heat transfer coefficient is improved. By this way, the heat transfer is enhanced. Okay, but in laminar flow, the fluid stream is flow in a very proper manner. Therefore, the heat transfer or heat transfer coefficient is gives a better performance. Okay, this is the velocity boundary layer. Likewise, I can draw the thermal boundary layer. Okay, just to understand I can explain the boundary layer concept for certain extent, because this is not our scope. Which concept you are already studied in, you must already studied in thermal fluid mechanics subject. Therefore, which is not our HMT data subject scope. Therefore, I can skip that topic to this. Okay, this is the velocity and thermal boundary layer. Okay, now our concept is the thermal boundary layer. Thermal boundary layer. Consider the same plate having temperature Ts and the ambient temperature is T alpha, or fluid steam temperature is T alpha. Once it reaches the surface of the plate, our assumption is Ts is greater than T alpha, which means the plate is a hot medium. Okay, the T alpha is colder medium. Therefore, the heat is transferred from plate to medium. Okay, at the leading edge, initially the temperature profile at that point the temperature is maximum, which is equal to Ts, and once height increases, the temperature is gradually decreases and it reaches the T alpha. Connect the line, and this height is thermal boundary layer. Okay. Kindly understand, at the surface of the plate, the air stream velocity nearer to the surface of the plate, it is equal to Ts, because the hotter at the surface, the flowing gas is directly contact with the surface. Therefore, the Ts is the effect of Ts is directly matches with the fluid stream. If height increases, that next layers are indirectly contact with the surfaces. They are contacted with the adjacent fluid layer, and that adjacent fluid layer is contacted with next adjacent fluid layer, and that next adjacent fluid layer is contacted with the surface. Therefore, the temperature effect, surface temperature effect is indirectly contact with the further adjacent layers. Okay, therefore the temperature is continuously reduces, and particular point it reaches the particular point, the temperature is perfectly matched with the inlet fluid temperature. Okay, this profile is called thermal boundary layer. Okay, similarly this also changes with the, if distance increases, like this, the profile is continuously increases through the connect the top point of the profile. This also one, this creates one locus. This locus is called thermal boundary layer. Okay, this is called boundary layer thickness at each and every point. Okay, based on the distance of the plate from the leading edge. Okay, then connecting the all locus point of the boundary layer thickness, then it create a create a curve. This curve is called thermal boundary layer. Okay, then heating boundary layer is different, as well as cooling boundary layer is different. Then what is the boundary layer thickness? This thickness is, the boundary layer thickness is, or the temperature which actually reaches the maximum point is T minus T alpha. T minus T alpha, which is equal to 0.99 of T alpha minus Ts. It's the maximum boundary condition, the condition for maximum boundary condition, boundary layer thickness. Okay, this is the boundary, thermal boundary layer concept. The concept is difficult to understand, but if you want further clarification, mainly approach the HMD data book or in person contact with me. Okay, this is the thermal boundary layer concept. Then next, laminar and turbulent flow. Laminar and turbulent flow. This is the last topic of this lecture. Consider a flat plate, the fluid stream at certain velocity u alpha, and at the leading edge the velocity profile is like this. If distance increases, the velocity profile is continuously get, the size of the velocity profile is continuously get raised, which means it is difficult to achieve the fluid stream velocity if distance increases at a shorter boundary layer thickness because of the cumulative shear effect. This is the boundary layer thickness. If distance increases, the boundary layer thickness of the each profile is increases. Already I explained what is the profile. Okay, profile is that the small profile is means the velocity layer from zero velocity to maximum fluid stream velocity. If the plate length is increases, then the velocity profile or the diagram is the size of the velocity diagram or the thickness of the velocity boundary layer is continuously increases. This is the reason why the reason for this is the cumulative shear effect. Therefore, from this concept we get one conclusion: if the length of the plate increases, the fluid flow is disturbed. Okay, then the flow for particular distance, the flow is like laminar. Okay, flow like a laminar. Then connect the line, the flow like a laminar, and particular distance, that profile is the velocity profile is a irregular manner. Therefore, like this. Then it reaches the turbulence. In the turbulent region, the velocity profile like this. See the difference. It is a velocity profile for laminar. It is the velocity profile for Doppler. See the difference. See the curve. During the laminar flow, the velocity profile is gradually increases. Okay, the shear force distribution is gradually distributed in from the surface of the plate to the top maximum fluid stream velocity. But here, due to the turbulence flow, the turbulence means heavy shear force. Therefore, for a fluid stream, velocity is drastically affected at the surface of the plate, and then it reaches the maximum velocity at a maximum boundary thickness. Okay, the maximum changes is in this area, and beyond that the change is very infinite. Okay, but here the change is very maximum. But here the change is gradually increased from this to this. This line is maximum is parallel to this, but this curve is not parallel to this. Okay, therefore in the difference between laminar and turbulent boundary layers, in laminar boundary layer the flow is uniform flow. Therefore, due to the viscous effect, the velocity the shear force distribution is uniform from the top surface of the plate to the maximum possible velocity. Therefore, then only the fluid is the fluid flow a very smooth way. Then it reaches the transition and it reaches the turbulence phase. Okay, for example for the turbulence means, consider a exhaust pipe of our bike. At the end of the exhaust pipe, the exhaust gas is forced from the engine to the atmosphere at the pipe outlet. At the pipe outlet, the flow is like a laminar. Once it reaches the environment, the flow is like a turbulent, and it fastly mixes with the air and it is invisible. At the pipe inlet, at the pipe outlet, we can see the smoke, and a particular distance we cannot see the smoke. The reason is, at the pipe inlet the flow is laminar, therefore the fluid streams are invisible. Okay, the fluid streams are layer by layer, therefore we can visible the fluid stream. Once it reaches the turbulence phase, it is invisible because the fluid movement are irregular. Which means here the fluid streams are linear, but here the fluid streams are like this. It is fastly mixing with one another. Doesn't follow a streamline flow. Okay, therefore it is fastly mixed with the environment, therefore we cannot see the smoke in a particular distance. Okay, this is the reason for turbulent flow. Okay, then but for our consideration, this here the flow is flow over the plate. Therefore, in a laminar situation, the fluid streams are fluid flow follows a streamline flow. Therefore, the velocity profile is a uniform manner. But in turbulent case, the fluid flow irregular manner. Therefore, the shear stress effect is mainly affected in the blade nearer to the blade, and it is difficult to achieve the flow stream velocity at a shorter boundary layer thickness. Therefore, for a turbulent flow consumes more energy, because we have in the forced convection we have forced the air to the plate. Therefore, the forced means we have consumed some electrical energy for pump or fan. That fan compress or flow the air to the plate. But in the laminar region, the flow is not affected, and the power consumption of the fan is moreover similar to the uh, power consumption. Power consumption is moreover same to the initial flow fluid steam, but once it reaches the turbulent phase, the power consumption of the fan is majorly affected because of larger shear stress at the surface of the plate and the larger boundary layer thickness to reaches the uniform velocity or fluid stream velocity. Okay, therefore it's possible to convert the flow as a streamlined flow is lesser power consumption, but it is not possible because for faster heat transfer rate we can the mixing property is needed. Therefore in the turbulent region alone mixing property is improved. Therefore for better heat transfer the flow is turbulent. For better for reducing the power consumption of fan, the turbulent flow is preferable. It is a controversy there. It is a controversy there. Therefore, we can calculate the optimum turbulence and optimum laminar for the heat transfer fluid. Okay, which is very important for heat and mass transfer because we are already in studied velocity boundary in fluid mechanics and similar concept in the thermal boundary layer also. Therefore, it is not important to calculate the optimum flow while laminar and turbulent is separate. Thermal and hydrodynamic boundary layers are separate one. Once it matches with or integrated with the heat transfer application, and particularly in convection concept, which is very important because our thermodynamic boundary layer concept, the turbulent phase gives maximum performance. For but in the fluid mechanics, which is velocity boundary layer concept, laminar having lesser power consumption. Okay, therefore by fixing these controversies, we can calculate or we can uh, correlate or we can find the correlations, not a formula, because it is a very difficult. We cannot make a perfect formula for this. We can make a correlations. Correlations means correlation is based on the conditions. Correlations are formula which is based on the conditions, but the actual formulas are not based on the condition. For example, F equal to ma is applicable for all situations, but in that concept we can follow some formulas. These formulas are called correlations, which are changed with condition because the flow of the plate means it reaches the turbulent phase, laminar phase and transition phase, and fluid and gas and various fluid roughness and surface roughness and power consumption. These parameters all are included in the convection concept. Therefore, we cannot make a perfect formula for that. For each condition having different correlations. With the help of this correlation, we can calculate the heat transfer and temperature effect and velocity effect and length of the tube. These things are calculated. Okay. Therefore, kindly understand the Cavanagh and turbulent flow concept and turbulent boundary layer and laminar boundary layer and laminar boundary layer thickness and velocity boundary layer thickness. These things are the very important introduction for the convection heat transfer for competitive examinations. Because in our syllabus we have a we have used the design the HMD data book for our calculation, but in competitive examination we cannot use the HMD data book. Instead of this, we use the concepts. The concept is mainly based on these laminar and turbulent boundary layer concepts. Okay, therefore you can refer the book and study the material and get the knowledge in detail. Okay, next lecture we will talk about the external flow or flow over the plate. Okay, thank you.